Right, my name's Comicbook Hero, and this is a quick introduction into the Guard Waypoint. Guard Waypoint is probably Bohemia Interactives' best kept secret. There's not a great deal about it on the internet. The wiki just mentions about the how it works in conjunction with the Guard trigger. Basically, the way that works is you put a trigger out, guarded by whatever side. Okay, and now when the game starts, any units on the Guard Waypoint will head to that trigger. Whoever gets there first will guard it, the others will head back to where they were, and then when they're destroyed, another unit will push in. However, the Guard Waypoint is far more effective than that. So I've got a quick demonstration here. The only mods I've got loaded are CBA, 3D Enhanced and Zeus Enhanced. There's no AI mods, just to show that this works for vanilla. It works perfectly with lambs and with VCOM. So I've got some infantry set up around Frenny, and they are basically on a Guard Waypoint. You'll see over on the left that every unit I've put down is on a Guard Waypoint. I'm not suggesting you do that for mission, but this is just as an example. So they're on a Guard Waypoint, these are on the Guard Waypoint. Further down here, I've got a tank, and I've also got some more infantry, a couple of, whatever these are called, ifrits I think, a couple of cars, CAS helicopter, the transport helicopter, and down here a plane that's on the Guard Waypoint now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, and sitting there I'm going to start introducing things to attack these dudes up at Frenny, and then you'll see how the Guard Waypoint responds. What I have learnt is generally it's quite effective in that they will choose the most suitable response. And by that what I mean is that if you have got 2 or 3 enemy tanks attacking these, they will call the tank and they will call some heavier stuff to help them. They may call some infantry to replace their losses, but they're unlikely to call all of the infantry to try and take on a tank. Also, they're unlikely to call a tank just for infantry. Depends on how bad these guys are getting hit. So I'll just pop into the game. Jump into Zeus. Right, so here's what I do here. They're on a Guard Waypoint, and you'll notice they just adopt their normal position, like they've got nothing to do. They'll move on to the waypoint. The benefit of the Guard Waypoint for Zeus as well, if it's pre-done, is that you obviously can move it around. So let's have a look, because if you put units down in Zeus, you don't have the Guard Point available. It's not an option, which is unfortunate because, like I say, it's a really, really good waypoint to use. I prefer it to seek and destroy because, as I'll demonstrate, once they've been called in and they've done their bits, when they're finished with that, let's having a good look around. They go into the houses, check them because they're on a Guard Waypoint. So they will check stuff around them, make sure they're safe and that there's no enemy. I gave this a Guard Waypoint. He was right back up there, and he's now driven up to guard this area. It's a really good way of getting your vehicles to move if for whatever reason they're not moving initially or they're taking an age to move on just a move waypoint, and then they become usable again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop some blue 4 down, start calls in. Bit of an incident. So if I put this infantry squad down, like I say, if I come to the waypoint, you will notice there is no Guard Waypoint. The closest it's got is a seek and destroy, but unfortunately once they've done that they'll just hang around. Send them over there. And then we'll send quite a few blue 4. Send them all over. And then we're going to head over that way. So in the first instance, what will happen is these units will obviously start engaging. I've turned the volume right down. So over here we've now also got this unit on the guard waypoint. You'll notice as the fight starts they might get involved a little bit. So if we go to the map, our cast planes circling around over there. These are our transport helicopter and our CAS. I'll be perfectly honest, the transport helicopter doesn't work as well as some of the other stuff, which is not that much of an issue. So you noticed that the Ifrit, like you would, is pushed forward. Because what the guard waypoint means is that basically, yeah, alright, you guard in the area, but you need to clear it of enemy. And if there's no enemy in your guard area, but some other unit calls for you, you could be used as, there we go. So they're now pushing from their guard waypoint way over to there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to speed it up a bit. So there's a bit of fighting going on here. Alright, you've also got a bit of movement over in this direction. Here you go. Cadgeman's flying over to have a bit of a go. And the infantry pushing forward. There goes a transport helicopter. So what I'll do, follow the transport and I'll show you what happens with the transport. So he'll basically work out where he wants to land his dudes. But what I've noticed is sometimes he'll land 3 or 4 of them. And then he'll take off exactly like that. Okay, so they will now move around, but they are still part of this unit. So you get some strange behaviour for them. So you notice all the vehicles are moving around, and also you notice the CAS plane is now pushed up. So the airspace is getting quite busy. But what I'm going to do is see where the tank is. Is he still moved? Yep, tank's gone as well. He's in here somewhere now. There he is. He's roaming around over there. Look. So they've now destroyed all the blue 4. And they are basically all heading back. The helicopter's landed. And he's going to wait for his dudes to all get back into it. They're all heading back to their original guard waypoint. Tank's heading back. Yeah, jet's headed back. The helicopter is headed back. The one thing I've noticed, unfortunately, once they've taken off, when they get to the guard waypoint, this is what they'll do. But if you're using show hide modules or you're expecting it to get destroyed, it's not that much of an issue. So they're all heading back to where they started. Transport's picked up all these dudes. And he's headed back as well. So, why is that a good system? Well, firstly, it's not scripted. It's all vanilla, so it doesn't affect the running of your mission. Because it's vanilla, it works with everything. It's not intrusive, so it doesn't cause problems if you're running scripts or part of a big mission, and you, if you're like me, where you make missions and you play them with your group, you don't actually know what's going to happen. So there it is. I say it's not perfect, but it is very, very effective. You can use it with boats as well, but unfortunately the boats tend to ground along the coast if they're called to assist somewhere inland, so I'd steer away from that. But yeah, the other benefit that I use it a lot with is if you're spawning in with a script units, rather than trying to work out where your players may be heading, and you know, you think to yourself, right, okay, well, the mission is to attack a 3er. I think they'll come in this direction. So what I'll do is when the units all spawn in, I'll send, you know, to attack this way, and if like my players, they'll decide to come in from the other direction, and it makes it go a bit flat. Guard Waypoint will resolve that. You can spawn them in the town on your Guard Waypoint. You can have a patrol wandering around, and once that patrol is in contact, he will then call a guard unit. And as I've demonstrated, it can pretty much be anything. So I hope I haven't rambled on too long. I hope that helps, and hopefully that will be something useful for you.